personal brand gets a 7 times higher conversion rate than a brand page.
Really?
8 times more engagement, 24 times more reshares, and 561% more reach, because people believe people more than they believe the brand.
What is the number one best investment that you've made into your business? And what's your number one best investment that you've made into yourself? I'm excited. I wasn't expecting the conversation to kind of lead in that direction this week, but she felt that there was a real gap in the market that's untapped, that nobody else was really exploring or looking into or doing well at the moment. Should we? I don't know. We'll see. Watch this space. We make it happen. We don't wait for opportunities, we create them. Action beats intention every time. Results matter. We set bold targets and we back them up with strategy, focus, and we follow through with them.
I'll show you ours.
I would really geek out over that. I would love to see it.
Show you how it works.
It's been a brain draining week, but productive.
So we are off to Alicante today on a workation organised by Mary from the Yaycollective and Alice Benham, and I am so bloody excited. This is a week with other business owners and founders who, like me, never get a chance to do the stuff that they actually need to be doing because they get swept away by the day-to-day things, and that's what consumes their week. So this is a week of focus, a week of stepping away from the day-to-day and actually getting all the shit done that I need to do that never gets done because I never find the time.
Hello. Morning. Let's go. Good God. So we have just got here and I have just checked into my room. It is beautiful. Let me spin you around and show you where I'm going to be spending the week. So little kitchenette. Loving all of the cream smeg. Love these. Then got a little kind of sitting area, which is going to be great for content this week. Bed. And how gorgeous is this? Personalised little basket. I just said to Caitlin, I know where this is going to end up. This is going to go on my dressing table at home and have all of my makeup and stuff in. A little card, I haven't opened that yet. That's that. And then I've got a little ensuite as well, which is really cute. All like little baskets and towels and stuff. Toilet, and then nice shower as well. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm on the ground floor with this like little private terracey area out here. And then the pool is just round to the side here. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous, I love it. Here's me like zoned in on the laptop and you were like, yes,
Why didn't you bring your Zappa? Message David to bring your Zappa.
I am just getting ready to head to our kind of welcome drinks for the evening, and then I think we're out into the town tonight to an Italian, which will be nice. I've literally given myself 10 minutes to get ready, so thank God my hair was already semi-done, because I was just finishing off a few bits for the day. We do our influencer payment runs on Monday, so me and Caitlin have just sat and done that, made sure everybody's paid, responded to a couple of questions that have come from the team, and I think I'm pretty much ready to go now. I'm wearing, I bought this dress for, I don't know if I can get far enough back, for my birthday / engagement / summer party. So I'm glad it's getting some wear again. before the winter comes and it sits in the wardrobe until next year. I've met a couple of the girls who are already here, but some people were like getting ready, having naps and stuff when we arrived, so it'd be nice to go out and meet everybody this evening. And then I don't really know what's planned for tomorrow, to be honest, which is quite nice because I'm enjoying just being a guest at this one, because I'm usually organising these sorts of things, so I'm just going with the flow.
Good morning. It is officially day one today. I always class like the day you arrive as almost like day zero because nothing really happens and you don't really get a lot of opportunity to get something done. What did I just come in here for? Oh yeah, I remember. Laptop and bug spray because I was eaten alive last night. Sticky. So yeah, today is day one and I've already got a few bits kind of ticked off my list of things that I want to get done. I had to go and buy a notebook at the airport because I forgot to pack one. I have been eaten alive in the night, I will say. There are so many mozzies here and I just wasn't expecting it for Spain in October. I don't know if that's my naivety or if it's unusual, but hey. So we're basically here this week to get all the little bits done on our to-do list that keep getting put off and like the bigger chunkier tasks, if that makes sense. So I've got a couple of bits that I've already done that I've managed to just like do quick tasks once I arrived. Things like writing out a new like terms and conditions or ways of working. We did an exercise back at our strategy day in August, I want to say, that was all about rewriting OAC's values. We'd got them and we did them probably 12 months ago. But when I sat the team down at the next strategy day and was like, can you remember what they were? It took them a while to remember. And that's on me because I made them too wordy and too specific. So we've written them all up together. And we have 6 values. The first one is honest always. We're transparent, ethical and real, even when it's uncomfortable, and trust is our foundation. We've got kind over nice. We care deeply, say it straight and do what's right, not just what's easy. We make it happen. We don't wait for opportunities, we create them. Action beats intention every time. Results matter. We set bold targets and we back them up with strategy, focus, and we follow through with them. 5 is always learning. Curiosity drives us forward. We evolve, grow and help others to do the same, and learning is a massive, massive part of everything that I do. I want to personally continuously learn and I also want my team to. And then the final one is good vibes only. So we choose optimism and encouragement. Problems are just opportunities in disguise. And we really do live by that. Short, brief summary. We believe success starts with honesty, kindness and action and grows through creativity, learning and a positive mindset. So those are our updated values that we worked on with the team in August, and we've properly formally written them up and brought them together this week. Other things that are on the to-do list for this week, looking at role clarity. So we've had a lot of new starters join that does kind of responsibility shift and are reallocated. So just making sure that we've got a very clear and finalised agreement on who's responsible for what, who defers to who. Because it just makes everybody's job a little bit easier if they know what they're doing. Our monthly meetings at the moment, there's kind of some updates to the structure, templates, things that I want to discuss, KPIs, tracking, that sort of stuff. I want to go into those. So me and Caitlin are going to sit down and spend a little bit of time going through those this week. We've got more new starters joining this month, so just going over our most recent staff onboarding and reviewing what we could have done better, the things that we missed, because there's always things that we miss because we're growing so quickly, but making sure that those are reflected and updated in the new onboarding so that we don't miss them twice. We are looking at templates for our creators who are on our roster. The strategy sessions that we do with those is like refreshers. I've got some ideas about how I want to update those and make them more beneficial, not just for the creator, but also for the team in-house once they go on to pitch and things like that. We're doing a full overhaul of our automations and systems and processes in terms of the dashboards that our influencers get access to. So probably
18 months ago now, we introduced our own system, which was a dashboard and project management tool that our influencers can see the entire pipeline of what's coming for them, where we're in discussion, the pitches that are going out, but also allow them to be able to see everything that relates to the campaigns that they've got coming up in terms of briefs, contracts, fees, deliverables, requirements, exclusivity clauses, all of that sort of stuff in one centralised dashboard, which works really, really well for us. But there are always improvements that can be made to that, and we've had a few ideas of other things that we can introduce to it. So we're just going to check over all of that whilst we're here. I have a shoot next week that I'm going to sit and finalise the planning for. Looking at the onboarding pack that we send out to creators when they join with us, because we're scaling again and increasing the roster. So just checking over that and making sure that we've got all of that sort of stuff in there. Bit of a contracts audit. Another onboarding pack for the way that we work with marketing clients when we sign them. And then the last big thing for me this week is just going over one of the new starters onboarding next week. It's a brand new role that we've created, so there isn't really a structure or a template to onboarding for that position at the moment, because the role doesn't exist within the business at the moment. So I'm just going to be going over that and making sure I've kind of put enough information and context in there about my expectations, my style of doing things, because I'm going to be working really closely with me on my own content, OAC's content, the podcast, this vlog, etc. So yeah, and we've got a workshop in an hour, which is kind of loosely structured. So it's not, diving into one specific area for any business owner that's here. It's about guiding them with the things in mind, like we've got, that we want to get done whilst we're here, helping to kind of work out the priorities with that, where things are needing a little bit more focus, perhaps generate ideas of things that haven't been thought about yet. So that is what my kind of hopes and intentions are for this week, as well as being around other business owners. Like, I get so much value from hearing what's worked for other people, what hasn't worked for them, the things that they're struggling with, and we will help each other. So it's a great networking activity as well. But actually, for me, removing myself from the day-to-day of the business is the best way for me to get these kind of more project-based tasks done that do require my brain to be solely focused on this one task, without my phone going with a client question or my team asking me something. Like, they know I'm here for emergencies this week and that this is a work trip, but we are limiting the kind of the day-to-day tasks as if I was on holiday, to allow me to get this stuff done that will benefit everybody once it's out of the way. But I just need the brain space and capacity to be able to do it. So that is my plan for the week. I will try and document as much as I possibly can. And yeah, this vlog will be all about being in this amazing space in Spain. Hope you enjoy it. What's your tech stack that you couldn't live without? We're talking about systems, processes.
Oh, Notion.
See, I can't get on board with it. I really struggle with it. And it's knowing what it can do and knowing what we need.
I'll show you ours.
I would really geek out over that. I would love to see it.
I'll show you how it works.
Every influencer has a board, which then speaks to. So every influencer's got their pitching pipeline for what is in discussion, what we're going after, what we're looking for, and then a section in each board for the month, so they can see exactly what's booked in, what's coming up. Within that are rows that show whether it's been paid, whether it's waiting payment, all of that sort of stuff. And then that speaks to a master board which we manage, which is basically our invoicing pipeline. So we can see exactly what's the account managers will trigger it to be ready to invoice, then it will come out to Caitlin and invoicing team to raise the invoice, and it goes through to a master board in that respect. So it works perfectly for talent, but marketing is a bit more clunky at the moment.
Charlie and Caitlin?
You've made a start. I've made a start. Did a bit in bed this morning.
Oh, well done.
I think I'm going to take this afternoon to really plan out our new starter joining next week. I've got so many little bits bubbling away in my head at the moment that I just need to shove it on a Monday board and get it on paper. So that's, I think, my afternoon for today. And probably check in with the team.
I'm going to do onboarding as well for Grace.
Yeah.
So systems,
yeah.
Exciting.
Back end. Yeah.
Nice little productive Tuesday. We love that. But nice that everyone's got a bit of spaciousness this afternoon to kind of take what you need, do what feels right. I say workshop. It will more just be we'll be in the space doing some exercises, seeing what comes up, and I'm very much I'll be adapting as I go. So keep me in the loop. We'll keep talking about how things are landing, what's coming up for you. My goal for this time is that everyone just feels that they get more clarity. I think clarity is obviously, the start of everything, isn't it? Where if we know what we want, what's important to us, it's easier for us to work out what action we want to take and then move forwards from there. So we're going to do a couple of different exercises this morning, kind of focused on helping us to think about, like, over the next few months, what feels important in our business growth. And then if it is helpful for you to think about goals in a quarterly sense, which I know a lot of you follow on it, we can then turn those into Q4 goals to kind of guide this final stretch of the year. So we're going to begin with an exercise, which is the one that I wanted a printer for, but not many printers here in Spain. Basically, we're doing something a little bit like this. Ooh. So we're going to do the Wheel of Life, but business edition. So it's something that life coaches use, but I've adapted it to be for business. So let's do some DIY instructions. Start with a big circle on your page. Take up as much space as you can. Now, if any of these categories really don't align for you, or you want to swap one out for something that's important to you, it's basically, we're going to start to think about ranking our business in each of these areas. So the first question I want you to ask yourself with each section is, what would make this a 10? So what would need to be different or change? The pen is gone. In order for me to rate this a 10. And try, even though you might have a long list of lots of different things, if you can pinpoint the kind of key theme or the biggest thing that would move that towards a 10. And then once you've done that, what I want you to do is identify which 3 categories out of the 8 feel most important to you to change and improve in the coming months.
We've got one product-based business, but most of our people are I like personal brands. So.
Yeah. My question, how do you make the content for a personal brand?
It varies for every client. So some of them will book in like a quarterly content day with us, and we'll have like...
Yes, like top.
Yeah, we'll get a list of topics and things that we want to speak about, and it's very like conversational style content. So typically the camera's shooting over my shoulder to the client, I'm interviewing them, but we just cut my audio out of it, so we're just getting their responses, so like topical thought leader style content. Nice. Some of it is graphic led. So if like one of our clients, for example, is like a leadership coach, she talks about frameworks and things, so we'll make graphics to explain those. Carousels do really, really well for us at the moment, so they'll send us a photo dump of what they've been getting up to in the previous weeks, and we'll use their images to make, again, like thought leadership style carousels and things.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes we'll brief into them and say, like, this is the trending topic at the moment, can you just film a little bit around this, and we'll edit it for them.
Yes.
So it varies depending on who they are.
In that case, then I'd say, like, for the trends, what you could do, and you might have already done this, but like on your content days, is get like some B-roll without them miming to anything. Yeah. Do you do that?
Yeah. It's getting them into the mindset of like quick wins for content, because a lot of I don't want to be the marketing agency that just pushes content out for the sake of it and charging a higher retainer 100%. For a bit of B-roll with a bit of text over the top. That's not who we are.
If you're
having a few
trends,
bits like that's littered through.
Completely agree.
Case studies were great because it was like, we got this many views, these organic pieces went viral, but it was like, when we would then question it, like, well, what did that actually do for those businesses? What did it do for that product?
And it's the reason why like virality isn't a strategy. It's right. Let's do this. Good morning, it is Wednesday. I really struggled to fall to sleep last night. My brain was in overdrive. I think we eat later here than we normally would, like me and David at home. So once we'd like said goodnight to everybody from food and come back to our rooms, my brain was just still going. So I'm very tired this morning. I think it's about 8:15 at the moment. I can hear some of the girls doing a HIIT workout on the roof, but I am in absolutely no position or state to be joining them this morning. But the conversations last night were so good. There are a really, really good mix of people here. There are 2 co-founders who run a social media agency, so we've been drawing notes and comparing, which is so useful. Like, I am big on believing that there are enough seats around the table for everybody, and you don't need to view other people in your arena as your competitors. We were speaking about like workflows and how we manage certain areas, and we were geeking out over processes yesterday, which like 3 years ago I wouldn't have even entertained the idea of the conversation, but they're so valuable to go through and see how other business owners who do a similar thing to you are organising stuff in their business and getting shit done. So yeah, it was a really good conversation. And then Alice has bought like her little, we've all got like a personalised bag with our names on. She brought her bag out last night and had got some questions in, so we had some really like thought-provoking questions that got some really good conversation going around the table as well. One of them was, if you had £10,000 that you had to invest in your business tomorrow, what would you spend it on? I was really stuck on that one. Mine for me was either a bonus for the team, because we've not been in a position to really do that recently. We've been building rather than, like, that's been the main focus, or paying off our current lease on our office and moving to somewhere bigger. We've invested into most of the bits that we've needed to whilst we've been building, like staff and training courses and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I struggled with that question. And the other question was, what is the number one best investment that you've made into your business? And what's your number one best investment that you've made into yourself? Mine kind of crossed over a little bit. My best investment into the business is actually working with a life coach who openly says in like the first probably 5 minutes of having a conversation with her, she's like, I don't care about the business, I just care about you. So is that an investment into the business, or is that an investment into me? I don't know. But that was without a doubt the most impactful thing I've done since starting the business for my mindset, how I show up at work, the way that I approach difficult situations. And the best investment into myself is my dog. She is by far the best investment. And the comeback question to that was, for everybody, would you pay double for it? And my answer is yes. I would pay more than double for my dog. So yeah, that was last night. Today we are doing a workshop with Mary this morning. Mary is from Yaycollective Ops, VA, OBM style agency business model. So really good on kind of systems, processes, organisation, getting the foundations right in your business. So I'm looking forward to that one this morning. I think that'll be really beneficial for Caitlin. I do feel for her a little bit this week. She's among, like everybody else as a business owner. She's come with me obviously as like my PA, VA, and everybody is saying, oh my God, I need a Caitlin. Everybody needs a Caitlin. But yeah, it's obviously a different environment for her being around so many business owners, and to hear the conversations of business owners rather than from like a team perspective, I think is actually really interesting for her to be part of, and probably valuable to see how we all work and how our minds work and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm really glad she's here. It's important for me to have somebody who makes sure that the stuff that we generate this week gets actioned when we get home. And I also appreciate that when I come back from these things with like 3,000 ideas, it's probably a bit overwhelming for the team to be like, what? Like, where's all this come from? So having somebody else here who can help me communicate it and work out what we should and shouldn't do when we get home is very valuable. But yeah, I should probably go and get dressed. I want to get an hour done before the session starts at 10, and it's now 8:40, so let's go and get ready.
Yeah, and yeah, I think
The tools and the platforms that we're using, absolutely, because they're so important, but they are not the whole system. Just thought that might be helpful to touch on. So yeah, let's have a little closer look at what's happening inside our systems, because often we're using five different tools or loads of different stuff, or spending loads of time on steps that actually could be removed or automated or outsourced. So what you're going to do is choose your areas from the system snapshot, and we're going to kind of go through a little prompt at a time, so kind of scribble it down as we go, and then we will kind of open up for a bit more chatting with each other and me in a min. So for each area of your system snapshot, I want you to list out the tools and the platforms that you use to do that area.
Yeah, I've got 7 platforms.
For which bit?
Client delivery.
So I look at more simplifying then probably the steps of it rather than the tools, perhaps, if it feels like all those tools are actually 100% needed.
Yeah, I dread to think how many steps are in that, from like
how we're workflow mapping that,
ideation and
interesting. Okay,
so I guess one of my like questions would be for building the personal brand on my like personal account.
Can I give you some stats?
Yes, please.
I can never remember these, so I've had to pull them out of my deck.
Yeah, please.
A personal brand gets a 7 times higher conversion rate than a brand page.
Really?
8 times more engagement, 24 times more reshares, and 561% more reach. Because people believe people more than they believe the brand.
No, because you could theoretically have both that run cohesively. Thinking about the queen that is Grace Beverley, I buy from Tala because of Grace Beverley's posts, but I also like to look at the Tala Instagram to just vibe with the collections. And just be like, is anything new? But ultimately I would buy from Tala directly from her posts, not that. So could it, in the way that you use your Instagram in more of a sort of low-key business informative, it's there, we post regularly, but it's more about the case studies, it's more about this. Could theoretically the TikTok also fulfill that function?
The way that we're going to roll it out when Kezia starts next week is that my personal brand is me being the face of OAC, but the business socials will be the team running the pages, experimenting, using it as a portfolio, so that there's still a presence there, because I wouldn't just go and wipe OAC socials. It is cute. Good morning. It is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, day 3. I'm knackered this morning, I'm not gonna lie to you. I found yesterday really, really mentally intense. We did an amazing workshop in the morning with Mary, who is co-hosting the retreat. And it's not a retreat, it's a workation, I need to stop calling it that. She did an operations kind of audit on systems, processes, tools, the bottlenecks in your business, the things that you could automate, delegate, systemize, delete, get rid of, etc. And on the whole, I think we're pretty good on systems. It's something that we spent a lot of time and money invested in last year to make sure that we'd got systems and processes, and without having that, it would have been very difficult to scale in terms of the team, in terms of bringing more clients and influencers and stuff on board. But it's never perfect, and that's, I think, the biggest thing that I need to remember is it's never perfect. And we sat and went through kind of all the key areas. Let me see if I can find my notes. So your 5 core ops areas: finance and reporting, joined together, but we actually separated them off. Client experience and delivery, team communications, admin and operations, marketing, and then we pulled out reporting and did that as a separate one. And we kind of scored it for both areas of the business with marketing and talent. And it was enlightening, actually. I was looking more on the marketing side of things at client delivery, because a lot of my focus and attention into systems over the last 12 months have been for talent. That is our most scalable model. It's our most in-demand model at the moment. So marketing, not that it's been neglected, but it just hasn't had the same level of attention. So I was looking at this with all of the kind of the tech stack that we've got, and Mary was like, if you've got more than 7 or 8 things, then you can probably simplify, and I'm here with like 10 systems and tools and stuff that we're using to deliver that side of the business. And actually, once we went through them and explained why we are using each one, I think there was only 2 that we could consolidate, and actually everything has a very valid purpose. So that was a good exercise and useful to do. The kind of more repetitive and manual tasks, we're definitely going to look at some ways to systemize those a little bit better, and then the bottlenecks or any confusion that comes with onboarding or new team members, that was an area that we looked at in detail. So I've got some amendments and changes that are going to come in there, and we're going to hopefully look at starting that today so that we're hitting the ground running with it. And then the 4 areas that we looked at were eliminate, simplify, automate and delegate. And actually I'm going to go back and do this exercise with one of my marketing clients who I think would benefit from this exercise. We then looked at quick wins so that we could action whilst we're here. So that's something that we're going to be doing today. A high impact change that we can make in the next 30 days. And then a long-term improvement, which actually is an elimination, and it is me from the process. And getting me out, because on busy weeks I become the bottleneck when I'm reviewing and approving content, which is important for me to do, and is why I think we have the quality of content we have and so few amends because of the rounds of approvals that it goes through. But it's looking now at whether somebody could come in and be that, or be me in my role in marketing, and bring somebody in maybe by January if we can get the numbers looking like what they need to be. So watch this space. So that was a very useful exercise, but I find that exhausting. So yesterday afternoon I did a call with the team, just did a quick huddle to answer any questions and give them what they need. I then did a call with a new client / freelancer, supplier to us, I don't know. Anyway, somebody that we're doing some work for, and she's also doing some work for us. I had a call with her yesterday afternoon, and I signed off the next 2 weeks of my content. So that was a productive afternoon in terms of ticking things off the to-do list. I also planned a content shoot for next week for a client, so it was all little bitty jobs yesterday, and I didn't really feel like I'd made much like project progress, which was the stuff that I wanted to come out here and do. But the weather, it was forecast to be raining all day today. I think it will rain, but it's not. I've not woken up to rain and torrential weather this morning, which is always good. I don't think there's a workshop planned for today, so that does give us time to like really get in on what we need to be doing and ticking stuff off before we leave here tomorrow. But I think we're going to do a little bit of hot seats and support each other with questions, problems, or things that have like come up throughout the week. So that's always nice and useful. And then we are moving from here tomorrow. Everyone else is going home. We have decided to stay and extend. David, my partner, and Caitlin's partner are flying out to us this evening. They're staying in a hotel in Alicante, and then we're going to go and meet them tomorrow afternoon. And we leave on Sunday night. So yeah, it's been a brain draining week, but productive. I'm looking forward to kind of ticking the last bits off my to-do list that I need to today, and then tomorrow wrap up in the morning and move on. So I'll take you along. I think I've been pretty good actually this week with vlogging bits. I think it's going to be a lot of footage that's not needed, but I would rather have too much than not enough. And yeah, take you on the final day with us and wrap up with you tomorrow.
I think there's 4 things that if you nailed, you're there. I think the first thing is slick systems and processes, which if you've already got them, great.
Yeah.
I think the second thing though would be team resource. The biggest thing that I've felt, and I've heard this from others, is a management that even if they take a deal that's come inbound, that make it way better. I want a management company that can turn that into a 12-month contract.
Yeah.
I want a management company that can negotiate that into a speak at one of their conferences and do a I don't think business influencers are that bothered about getting the deal. It's the deal becoming
more
diversified and bigger.
Yeah.
And the 4th thing I think you'll want to nail is other people in the roster that have other contacts. Because you're actually already doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just carving it out as like
Yeah.
a USP.
I have no doubts over our ability to do, because when you look at the impact that we have on the creators that we work with, I know we do it well.
What you do. So yeah.
It's that new territory. I actually would not have welcome to my daily dashes the first 3 seconds. I would pull something forward from later on in the video, pull that to the start as almost like a bit of a teaser, and then have the crack of the can.
Yeah.
Welcome to my daily dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just having something that hooks them into the content of
That's
the
part of what I
video.
mean if it's not accepted. Someone's got to really want to watch it.
Yeah.
To get through the first 4 seconds.
Good evening. It is the final night. We have made it. I've got my dress on from the awards night the other night that everyone on Instagram absolutely loved. So I've gone for a little sleeved number tonight because the weather has changed and it's been raining all afternoon, which we've not minded because it's meant that we've all got our heads down. We had a really productive couple of hours this afternoon doing a bit of like a hot seat question answer sesh for anything that some of the people here wanted other like peer-to-peer support on. I really didn't know what to ask for mine, but as the kind of session went on, there was a conversation that kind of stuck in my mind that me and Alice had yesterday around kind of the bizfluencer space. And it's something that we've dipped our toe into. We've got a couple of incredible creators who sit in this space, and it does feel like the natural next step for OAC as an agency. So we just kind of ideated around that a little bit. Alice had got some feedback from experiences that she'd had in the past, which gave me some real food for thought. So my brain is whirring, and I think this might be our next area to explore because there's a real gap in the market and there isn't anybody doing it really well at the moment. We are doing it, not on scale. We've got the systems, the infrastructure, I've got the team behind me to do it. We know the space. So yeah, watch this space. We'll see what comes of that. We were talking all around the OAC website. At the moment, we have one website, which is obviously oacmarketing.co.uk, and that kind of covers both sides of the business. But actually, I think what we're going to do is split this out now into OAC marketing and OAC talent, and have kind of 2 sections on the talent side, one for like more lifestyle influencers, another for your more like bizfluencers, if you like. So yeah, I'm excited. I wasn't expecting the conversation to kind of lead in that direction this week, but Alice had said to me, you know, that she felt that there was a real gap in the market that's untapped, that nobody else was really exploring or looking into or doing well at the moment. We're already semi-doing it, so we're out this evening. I think we're going to a tapas restaurant. I'm not going to lie, I did have to come back to the room and have a lie down for 15 minutes. I just set myself a 15-minute alarm on my phone, and I've been laying in bed and I've just got ready in literally like 7 minutes. And I'm using my last 3 to film this. So I'm going to head out now and go and meet with the girls, have a drink before we go out. The lads are on their way. They've just sent a picture from the airport, so I'm excited for them to arrive. They're having a drink. Their flight's been delayed a little bit, which is a shame, but it's okay. We're not losing out on any time with them because we're not due to leave here until tomorrow. I've got a call in the morning with potentially a new hire, which is exciting. Another new hire coming into more of like a PR role to support with one of our big clients, and a little bit for kind of our influencers and stuff like that. So I will update you all on that once I know more about it. But that is what tomorrow is shaping up to look like. I'm going to try and do a little bit of work in the taxi. We've got an hour's drive from here to our hotel for the weekend. And then I am going to switch off because we have done way more than our 9 to 5 hours this week with everything that's been going on here. So I think we are well deserved a Friday afternoon off and a weekend of relaxing and enjoying ourselves. I'm just praying the weather improves because at the moment it is still forecast to rain. So hope and keep your fingers crossed that we have better weather, because it's not been great today, which has been fine because we've been working. But as we've extended the trip out and we've got the boys out here, it would be nice to have a little bit of nicer weather so that we can go out and explore and see the town, and yeah, just not to be rain dodging and running around with an umbrella, which actually I don't think we have, so it would just be running around getting wet. But anyway, let's go out.
It's very good.
What is it?
Control Alt Elite.
Very good.
Very good.
I think that could be the winner.
I call AI. Look at ChatGPT history.
Never used it before.
Yeah, I'm
It's like CCTV.
Question 1. What type of pasta's name means little tongues in Italian? I can see your phone, so I will be penalising you. And it's also on CCTV. Question 3. What spirit is traditionally used to make a mojito?
What's the question, sorry?
What spirit? The person who had a mojito.
Hi, that was me.
Guys, jokes are welcome. They are worth 0.5 points.
I stayed up way past my bedtime last night to partake in the quiz. We came probably last. General knowledge is not my forte, but we did win for the best pub quiz name, which was Control Alt Elite. Thank you very much. So I'm tired this morning, and I didn't pack yesterday like I wanted to, and now it doesn't look like it's going to shut. But there's no point properly packing because I'm not going home. I'm staying for a few days, just somewhere else. So it's a chuck it all in and chuck it all out kind of vibe. Are you okay, love?
I'm fine, thanks.
Are you sure?
Until we hit a bump. And then he's gonna have a sunroof that he's gonna
You missed me. Have you?